Still got the tags on, Joe. Never know if you want to bring it back. Once again, another Madden soundtrack killer, baby. Joe, you remember what year this was? I think it was 09, 010. 010, 10, I think. So I think it was 10. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our show. We are increasingly getting better viewership each week. We kind of digressed last week, but hey, anything over 10, you know in our world is a plus. Joe, welcome back to the show. You're my co-host in this one. Anything you'd like to say to the adoring fans?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Like and subscribe. And we have a sponsor? No.
We have an official sponsor, sir.
Our unofficial sponsor.
The one and only Fireball, baby. For the taste of the devil. Fireball. All right, Tiger, thank you very much. I haven't heard from you in a decade, so it's good to bring back to that, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, you're wondering why the Commish either one looks like a 1980s porn star, successful one, I may add, or two, I look like a 1980s undercover detective in Las Vegas. The reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am going on a cruise Friday. Yes, cruise, gone from civilization, gone from a phone. I can't check my lineup all weekend and fret over it like I normally do. So it's kind of
it for you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I do appreciate that. You know, leaving a password with somebody is it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Luckily, I'm a commissioner, so you know if something happens, the whole season's a sham. Collusion. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for understanding that, man. Good to have you back, sir. Good. Congrats. Not going to spoil anything here. Well, maybe I will, ladies and gentlemen, because our first matchup of the day. Who else? Your co-host, Joe Lozer, Chase D's enter this matchup 3-1, second place, riding high, boy. Best start of the season I think Joe's ever had.
Yeah, probably.
And he fell off. You took down Love Train Tuna, who was 1-3 entering this contest, seventh place, 152-131. This was a very competitive game. Good on Tuna. Joe, your most impressive in this one were Jalen Hurts, 31. Somebody please figure out how to stop that stupid push play, because the more I hear about it, the more I see it, I just don't like it. I used to love it when he was on my team, right? I advocated for the past 3 years. But now it's just disgusting. It can't be stopped. We shouldn't have it in the game of football. Everybody's trying it, Joe. I saw the Bears try it on Thursday Night Football. I was watching a team that did it. Everybody's doing it now. It's the grossest play in football. Rant over.
Why don't you stack 4 guys over their center and 2 guards, and then stick 3 linebackers? Put your 4-3 base defense in between the 2 guards and push.
You pitch this to an NFL team, and if they try it and it works, you'll be a millionaire because nobody can stop it. It's impossible.
Why does nobody try to stack 7 guys on top of the center like that?
Vita in the middle. That's a 400-pound human being, Joe. That's 2 people there. Then you have the Devin White and Levante David, arguably 2 of the best linebackers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Is that not doing what you're accomplishing? You got better. But we're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. This is an analytical. We're not the QB school. We are not Baldy Schrodinger's quick hits, okay? Baldy's breakdowns.
Can we just – I left 92 points on the bench between 2 players.
Oh, you know, somehow I did not get to that. Am I disappointing, Joe?
It's so disappointing. I left DJ Moore and Zach Moss on my bench. 92 points.
Jeez, man, that's
if
rough.
I would have lost, I might not be here to have this video with you right now. You might have had to find another co-host.
If you would have started them, Joe, you would have had the highest score in league history.
Probably, yes. Because I put up some hot garbage.
Now, you did have the 4 players in your most impressive score over 20 points, one of them at 49, one of them at 31, the others in the low 20s. However, the rest of your team had 5 players below 7.8, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say that again. 5 players out of 9 players were below 7.8 points.
Yeah.
Joe, you move to 4-1 in sole possession of first place. So if the playoffs ended today.
Which they don't.
you would be facing the 4 seed, which we're good. Moving on, Love Train most impressive. Gabe Davis at 21. The Jets D had 28.5. Your most disappointing, Justin Jefferson. I don't think the points total of 4 was the most disappointing factor. I think it's the fact that you're losing Justin Jefferson for 4+ weeks. Okay, because I read an article today that they don't know how severe it is. It could be longer, they said. That's a huge blow right there. Luke Musgrave, I mean, you have to pick between Kyle Pitts and Luke Musgrave every week. That's pretty rough. Okay, so nobody's going to blame you there for getting him. Love Train, you dropped to 1-4. You're currently the only 1-win team, and that came against me. God damn it, Deebo Samuel, stupid idiot. Joe, our predictions, I'm at 6-6. You're at 4-8. Do you know who we both picked this week?
Me.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. It's tuna.
Yeah.
So we're good there. Next matchup, we have Brees Lightning, 2-2 entering this matchup, 6th place. Dominates, ladies and gentlemen, dominates Dirty Randy's. Okay, Dirty Randy's knows a porn guy, and what Mahendra did to him on Sunday was far worse than any of their pornography films I've ever seen. 181 to 100, smackdown. What's that Akon song, Joe?
Smack that all on the floor. Smack that. Give me some more. Smack that.
That's enough. We're not the Emmys. Most impressive for Brees Lightning was Josh Allen at 30, Brees Hall at 37. Welcome back, living up to the namesake. Tyreek Hill at 33, doing Tyreek Hill things, which he does do. And 49ers defense at 28.5 as well. The most disappointment was Miles Sanders, 2 points. Also, Justin Tucker, your kicker, who you did auto draft, unfortunately. That's not a knock against you. There were circumstances, so we understand that one. In the case of some other people, we don't. So Justin Tucker got you 4. That moves you up to 4th place. I thought I was actually 4th. Joe, it gets better for me, dude. The life is good. Brees Lightning's at 4th place at 3-2. Dirty Randy's your most impressive. Mahomes was your highest score at 19. That's not going to get it done. You had 5 players below 10, 6 being the lowest out of them. That drops you at 2-3 in 6th place. Mason, you were riding so high. You were 2nd place at one point in the league. Joe, who did you have in this matchup?
I had Mahendra.
Oh, you sure did. Joe, who did I have in this matchup?
Well, at first you said Mahendra, and then I said, "Oh, you got Mahendra," and then you immediately jumped to, "What? You want me to take Mason?" Sure, yeah, I'll take Mason. It's like basically verbatim of how it went, and I go, "Okay, cool," because I didn't want to have the same people as you again. And you go, "No, it's cool. I got Mason. It's all good. I got Mason. I'm gonna lose by 80 points, but I got Mason."
Ladies and gentlemen, the case you just heard just proves that I was bullied into that decision. So I will count this. However, I will count it as a tie. So I got it half right. So we're going to go with that. So I was wrong on one end of it, but I was right the first time before, I got peer pressured into things.
I said, you got Mahendra.
I remember that being said. 4 o'clock game, we got this. We have the Blood Brother Bowl, Joe. The Blood Brother Bowl. There are many brothers in this league. In fact, I think we're all brothers, not by blood, but by community.
Only one is by blood.
We've known each other a while. In some cases, half our lives. However, this is a case of knowing each other for their entire lives.
More than half of our lives, bro. We're getting old.
Right. Of course we're old, Joe. Okay, I'm still 22. You're 34, but of course we're getting old.
Blood brothers.
Stealing up your cousins was 1-3. Last place going in this matchup. Shows he's the superior brother, beating the fantasy fraudsters. The fraudsters who were 2-2 going in this matchup in 3rd place in the league. 150 to 99. Disgusting.
Hey, if Andrew's feeling up his cousins, wouldn't that mean that he's also feeling up his own cousins since he was playing against his brother?
I think there's some deep love that goes down in that family, like real deep to the core. And I think they love everything and everybody and will do nothing but beat each other. Beat off on each other.
Oh, that took a turn. Do you think we should call in one of the brothers and see how he feels about this matchup?
You can give it a try. You can give it a good old cameo. While you're going to be a little ring, ladies and gentlemen, we might have the original co-creator of this show before I kicked him out, like Gordon Ramsay kicked out his stepfather from his businesses, because I am not a businessman. I'm a business man. I listened to some Jay-Z on the way home today, ladies and gentlemen. Ignore me. Fantasy fraudsters, your most impressive on the day was absolutely no one, because no one scored above 17.7 points. Garbage. The biggest game of this early season for you. Minus this week, Daniel. Minus this week. The biggest game of the season, you blew it, loser. Most disappointing, you had the lowest score of the week. Also, AR-15. Go Gators. Was lost on IR. Could be longer than the 4 weeks, as stated earlier. So that's not a very good look.
ARIP 15.
Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. Your highest scoring player was also Mr. Pfizer, aka Taylor Swift's boyfriend. So I just want to get those two names out there because I do like saying it. Joe, how did that celeb shot go?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no shocker. That's why we kicked him out.
It's his first. It's his first day of unemployment. He's had a rough postseason. His boys got swept.
Yeah, we should come down to be with his boys for consolement. How about that? Because his most impressive on the day on Sunday was 40 points from Travis Etienne. I watch too much Gator football, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the Gators, right? Stephon Diggs, 22 points. David Montgomery at 25. His most disappointing, King Henry coming in at 8.8. Michael Pittman at 7.7. Evan Ingram at 4. And then kicker was at 5. However, the win does advance him to 2-3 on the season in 7th place. He's no longer last.
Yay!
There you go. Joe, who did you have in this one?
Andrew?
No, you had Dan. I also had Dan. We were both wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a good look on either end. Joe, I'm going to take a quick shot here before we get in.
What are you taking a shot of?
Our unofficial. I'm have you ask, Joe. Our unofficial, official sponsor, Fireball. Joe, you know what the Fireball leads to, don't you?
Anal?
Other than good nights and that. It's going to lead us into
America's fantasy football game of the week, of the year,
of our century. Because no one lives longer than a century, so this is going to be the one, the only game, ladies and gentlemen, the game you can't miss. And how about a recap of this stature? We have Rub My Chub with Bijan Mustard, the best name I've ever invented as a fantasy football owner, by the way. Little Salt Bay there. I was 2-2 in this. 4th place. I shellacked Boner Pills. Beat him senseless. He was 3-1 going into this. First place, I'll reiterate that. I beat first place. 139-99. Dominated John. I trash talked him after the matchup too. I beat him so bad. He lost brain cells, ladies and gentlemen. It was not a good look. Not a good look at all.
Roster?
Huh?
His roster, the fact that he scores under 100 in any week from here on out, there's no way. There's no way. That roster is disgusting.
You think the Commish got lucky? You think I got lucky with my highest scores were Justin Fields at 36, Devon A-Chain at 30? It was fun while it lasted, Devon. I appreciate it. You got me through my Nick Chubb trauma. I'm just going to get out there. Those were my only big-time scores. Everybody else got above 10. My most disappointing, Nico Collins at 5.5. You sure about that? You sure about that, Nico? I saw you go off for damn near 40 points last week. You sure about that? You want to give me 5 points? Commish moves to 3-2, currently in 3rd place, Joe. So the playoffs end of the day,
Which they don't.
I would be the only SEC team making them out of Dirty Randy's, dealing up your cousins, love trains. That's 3.5 championships between those three gentlemen. Looking good, Joe Lozier. Devon A-Chain or not. Boner Pills, you're most impressive. The Bills defense got you 20. Your next highest was Cooper Kupp at 17.8. Biggest disappointments was you scratched my CD Lamb coming in at 7. Jonathan Taylor at 4.3. The Incredible Hawk at 7. And Brian Robinson, the worst of the B. Robinson groups, because every time I see B. Robinson, when I type my scripts, I think of Bijan. But I'm like, oh, wait, Bijan's not trash. Mm-hmm. So 6.55 for him. Boner Pills, this snaps your 3-game win streak, and it falls you to second place, Joe. You're welcome.
Well, thank you.
I walked so you could run. Joe, who did you have in this game?
I had you.
You damn right, sir. I had myself. That makes me 8, 7, and 1. It sounds better than throwing halves in there. I realized that earlier as I was bragging to Joe. Joe, you are now 8 and 8. You had a no, I'm sorry. Joe, you are now 7 and 8. You almost had a perfect week. Are you? Hold on. Let me do my math. Let me do my math. No, you're 7. You're 7 and 9. 7 and 9, sure. So, okay, moving on, Joe. We have the waiver wires, which, spoiler alert, who was the only man to make a waiver move this week?
Yeah. What?
I don't get it either. I don't get it. Listen, I'm not one to talk, but I think my roster's strong enough where I can hold on to A-Chain and not have to make a move.
But also, like, I was the number 8 waiver priority. I wasn't going down.
No, it's incredible. You, number 8 waiver, you dropped Romeo Doubs and added Roschon Johnson. You did the old Monday drop, by the way. I didn't notice that. Good for you. Like that. Roschon Johnson, great pick. However, Daniel, who waited till after waivers, weird move. Don't know what that's about. He dropped AR-15, go Gators, and he added Deontay Foreman, Joe. One of you two may score big from this, or you're both picking up 6 and bench points.
Yeah, maybe 10. Neither are probably a league winner. Although Deontay Foreman was the league winner like 2 fucking seasons in a row. Where'd that come from?
Dude, Roschon scared me because of Deontay. It's like, dude, I don't know how. Now they have a chance to use him, right? They didn't have before with Herbert and Roschon. Now they have a chance, so that he could be a league winner again. I waited after waivers as well because I'm a defensive streamer. Always have been. Never drafted defense, stuck with them. I dropped the Baltimore's D, who filled in admirably for me, and I picked up the Bucs D. Joe, there was 1 of 2 reasons why I did this. 1, I picked up the Bucs D because they were there. They're at home against Jared Goff, who's away. Jared Goff away sucks. Poops his big boy pants. Okay. 2, I wanted to wait till the rankings came out to see if those were truly my best option. So it was kind of one of those things. I'm going to pick them up, make sure nobody else picks them up, kind of deals.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on it? I saw you shaking your head before.
Better hope the sun god doesn't play.
Don't worry, I got his personal cell. Because like the 14 wide receivers drafted in front of him, he's been on my team every year but this year, so he knows who his number 1s are.
14 receivers were picked before him?
I think it was 14 or 12, but yeah, and he can name all of them. No, it's actually more. I think it's like 20-something. It's something.
You mean in like the actual like real life?
In real life, yeah. He can name every single receiver that was drafted before him. And it's like 20-something receivers. It's absolutely impressive. And he says, and this is what I love, this is why I drafted him last year watching Hard Knocks. He says he recites the names before every practice to remind himself, you know, I'm better than these guys. And he goes out there and catches 100 balls a day from a jugs machine. I can't talk enough about the Sun God. I love the Sun God personally, Joe. I'm happy you got him. You know how to utilize him. You want to make a trade, just let me know. That leads us in, ladies and gentlemen, to the sponsored Three P's show.
I'm on for Bijan.
You're fucking high, dude. You're fucking high.
No, I'm not.
Everybody knows you're high, dude. Oh my God. Give a
Give me
shot
some
to
3 P's. Give me some P's. Give me the 3 P's, please.
get this drunk man off my screen, ladies and gentlemen. Bijan. All right, the 3 P's. We all know what they are. Joe, do you want to repeat them for the audience?
It's his predictions, paroles, and pettiness.
Wrong. Close enough, though. Previews, predictions, and pretentiousness. But what Joe said could actually be true. Ladies and gentlemen, our first matchup, the 2 1 o'clock games, we have the Love Trains 1 and 4, 8th place. They're taking on Boner Pills, who are 3 and 2, 2nd place. Joe, the buys in this one, Love Train's got A.J. Dillon, Najee Harris, and Luke Musgrave on bye. He's not going to miss a beat. Boner Pills, you have Pat, Briarmuth on bye, which is good because you're not starting him anyways.
Yo, you need a wide receiver.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I need a dominant wide receiver. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You want him on?
Listen, we'll talk later. Like I said, send me a goddamn list of how you value your players so I can pick through and see, okay, so I'm not asking for his number 1 guy, his number 2 guy. You know what I'm saying? God, Joe, I watched the video last week and I just kept telling you that 5 times. Okay, projected totals. Love Train's expected to lose this one 114.21 to 114.64. Predictions in this one. Joe, I'm not going first no more after last week. So who is your pick?
I got John.
You got John?
I got John.
Okay, that's good because I got Tuna. So there we go, baby. There we go. I'm not the one changing opinions around here, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one changing your opinions. You like that, Joe?
I like that you're going to be 0-1 after this one.
You dirty slut. Feeling up your cousins at 3 and 2, or excuse me, 2 and 3, 7th place, going against Priest Lightning, 3 and 2 in 4th place. Buys this week. Feeling up your cousins has the Packers defense. He still got him in his lineup, hasn't been moved yet. I mean, Joe made excuses for him earlier, but we'll see where that goes, buddy. Priest Lightning, you have nobody on bye. Projected total in this one, feeling up your cousins to add insult to injury, you're at 108 to Priest Lightning's 121. Joe. I'll give you my opinion.
Oh, Tyreek is going to eviscerate the Panthers. Eviscerate.
Ooh, so that's your pick, huh?
I got the Brees Tyreeks.
Good man. So that is going down as Mahendra, Brees Lightning. I have down myself, Mahendra. Joe, I do have the note, though, and this is typed in. I put John's name instead of Andrew's, but it's typed next to it. You can see underneath this section. Toughest pick of the week for me. I think I'm going with Mahendra on this, but I think Andrew is going to upset. High chance to upset this week.
Okay.
It's like one of those, fantasy football, you're looking at it and you're like, man, I'm not confident about this week. But then you look at it Sunday night before the 8 o'clock game and you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. I got you.
What?
Cousin plays at 1 o'clock. Diggs is playing the Giants. Oh, no.
That's what bro.
Oh, no.
23 points against the Colts in week 1. Imagine what they're going
no. I'm gonna stick with Mahendra.
I am too. We'll go down that road together. Like I said, though, that was actually looking at the matchups, this was my toughest pick of the week. The 4 o'clock game, Joe. The 4 o'clock game. You should. This is incredible. The Dirty Randys, 2-3, 6th place, currently on a 2-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Both weeks that Eckwood was out.
Yeah. So he's 6th place going against, and then Joe, who's he going against?
Moi.
Chase these players from Clay's team from last year. You are 4-1. I know you. You are. I'm sorry, dude. I have my teams on there. You're 4-1, 1st place, to be expected because you have Clay's players on there. 1st place. Buys this week, JoJo. Christian Watson's on a buy for Dirty Randy's. Joe, who do you have on buy?
I don't think I have anybody.
Not a single human being is on buy for you this week. You are at full strength.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Moss.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start him.
Ooh, you going for a vulture mode, or you going for maybe he's still better than Jonathan Taylor?
I'm going for if Saquon doesn't play, he's my only other fucking option.
Joe, the projections in this one, Dirty Randy's projected to beat your ass 125 to 123. It is the closest projected of the week, though. So
I have it 124.97 to 124.49. Less than 0.5 points.
Okay.
Andrew's calling. He's calling on my phone, though, not on. What a doofus. Hey, Andrew.
Joe,
Hey, am I live in this show?
Yeah, you're live. You're here.
Oh, my.
What's up? What's up, boys?
Can you hear him, Clay?
I can hear him. But maybe we shouldn't be able to hear him.
I'm here.
Andrew, can you get on Skype if we send you the Skype invite?
No, I don't know how to work a computer at this point.
We don't have
Andrew, thank you so much for calling back. We appreciate we appreciate your contribution to the show.
Oh, can we do some fireball for the boys?
Fuck yeah!
Official.
What was that?
Let's pour a shot of our unofficial sponsor for you, Andrew.
Unofficial. Oh fuck.
Ask Andrew this week. Does he have you or Mason?
Andrew, who's your pick this week? You have me or Mason?
This week?
Yep.
Oh.
This week? No. Ask
Mason! All right, you need a couple more shots of Fireball. Cheers. We're taking our shots now.
You didn't even think about it. You said.
Only taking a shot of.
No, you're not drinking anymore.
Oh, hey, Colleen.
Colleen's home.
That's okay. You picked Mason. Clay and I both picked Mahendra.
You got Mahendra on that game?
Yeah, dog. That's what you get for picking Mason.
Oh.
Tell Andrew what I said.
He said that you might be a dark horse for an upset.
Told you that was the toughest pick.
I think I am.
Toughest pick of the week for him. All right, you tell Colleen that she's a precious angel, and we're so glad that you are in her hands.
Colleen, I love Colleen.
We love Colleen because she puts up with your ass.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, Andrew. We got. Thanks for stopping in.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too, bro.
Perfect. So Joe, you have you I'm guessing, right? Because you're not humble.
He's fucking precious. He is so precious. And Colleen is an angel. She's a saint. She is the most wonderful human being.
She is a ball and chain, that's for sure. Joe, who is picking this matchup?
I got me.
All right, Joe, do you know who I have?
Yeah, let me guess. You got Dirty Randy's. No, you know what? No, I change it. You have me because you're scared of losing to me about my game. That's why you got me.
You're right, Joe, which is why I thought about it. So therefore, my pick is if Austin Eckler plays, Mason.
Oh.
It's perfect. It's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. I outsmart the game. The Ishimura test from Star Trek, ladies and gentlemen. I aced it.
All right, let's get to America's Game of the Week of the Year, the Century Game.
Andrew, we're doing another shout out on our official sponsor, Fireball.
Andrew's not drinking anymore. Colleen said so.
Let me tell you something. The cruise line says it limits 15 drinks per day.
Oh, you're
12.
going you're going on that cruise line.
I sure am out drinking that. Woo! America's Fantasy Football Game of the Week of the Year of our Century Game. Ladies and gentlemen, and Joe, this is also directed at you too. I am not being an egotist here. I am not putting myself in America's Fantasy Football Game of the Week of the Year of the Century Games. Time out.
I would love to go back and look at the amount of America's Game of the Week of the Century games that is your matchups. And then tell me, it has to be a hot 70% of the time. That out of 4 matchups, 70% of the time, you're in America's Game of the Week of the Year of the Century game.
You know, the reason this is America's Fantasy Game of the Year of the Week of the Century game is because this is about third versus fifth place. Do you want to hear the other matchups this week were? You try being beside this. We have the 8th place going against the 2nd place. We have the 7th place going against the 4th place. And we have the 6th versus the 1st. At least here we have 2 playoff teams, Joe.
Yeah. Well, kind of only one playoff team at the moment. No, I like it. And also, you're a superstar. You should be in prime time. Not the New York Giants. Where the fuck? Why are the Giants in all this prime time crap? Let's move on to the matchup.
It's the number 1 market. In this game, we have Rub My Chub with Bijan Mustard, 3-2. 3rd place, going against the Fantasy Fraudsters. 2-3, 5th place. Buys this week. Clay, I'm without by a statistical speaking standpoint, my 2nd best wide receiver, if not my first, George Pickens on bye. Never did I thought the day I would say George Pickens would be one of my best players on my team. A.A. Jones for Daniel and Jalen Reed for the Packers. Never heard of that guy in my life. JK, I do because I love football. But in fantasy purposes, never heard of him in my life. Both on buys. That's 2 Green Bay Packers. Also, Joe, great news. Before I left work today, I saw on the NFL.com a great article. Do you know what the article said?
No, tell me.
Travis Kelce officially questionable for Sunday. Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! You suck it, Dan. You pick up a fantasy tight end off a waiver to see how the rest of us Joes feel. Okay, because it's not good. It's not good not having Mr. Pfizer. It's not good having Taylor Swift's prowess put onto a man. It's not good to face that. Okay? The man won a championship last year. What do you want me to do?
His first game without her, he ruins his ankle. Forget the turf. It's not the turf.
You know what Taylor Swift told Travis Kelce after he got hurt? Why he came back in the game?
You're a bitch. Man up.
She said, you just got to shake it off. Shake it off. So those are the bye week, Joe Lozier. The projected fantasy total, I think this was the most lopsided in the league outside of Andrew. You heard his call earlier, ladies and gentlemen. That man cannot times 2 right now. 2 by 2 he cannot do in his head. Mentally, he just is not capable of it right now in this state. He had the worst. But me, this is the farthest point total. I don't know what NFL.com's smoking. Maybe it's because my wide receivers are wide receiver 2s. Predictions, Joe. Who do you got in this one?
Dan.
You son of a bitch.
I don't know your script. You did not send it to me. I don't
What?
know.
Hi, and tell me who you have in this one.
You're a sexy son of a bitch. I'm taking Dan this week.
You goddamn. Oh, my. Joe, I am good. Fine, Joe. Fine, Joe. You know what I'm going to do?
You're going to take Dan too?
I'm never, ever going to pick Dan, dude. I thought about it. You know, just do one of those good wills. I'm going to pick the other team. I'm never picking Dan. Okay. The only thing I would pick from Dan is his beautiful, wonderful, brilliant wife.
Sun goddess.
Absolutely. Like, it's a goddess in real life. Okay. Dan looked into this. Like, he was the lucky squirrel that tripped out of the branch, down the tree, along the tree trunks, into the creek with water, and was swimming atop the water and found an acorn, a perfect acorn. I'm going to you, Joe. I'm going me, ladies and gentlemen. That has been our show. Thank you for being here. The view's been going up. Please, please stick tuned. I assure you, I will sure get some edits in here. I'll have photos, stuff going around the screen. We still have our official, unofficial sponsor, Fireball, with us. Joe, you have been my co-host. This has been my show. Anything you want to say to people?
Please like and subscribe. Clay, have a great cruise this weekend. And don't be surprised if Mike Evans is on my team when you get back.
Oh
Don't
my
worry.
God, I'd hate to cancel this league year just for that, Joe.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll give you someone like Jalen Warren for him or something.
Yeah, Jalen Reed, who I've never heard of before. Get real. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is on the record for my lawyers and attorneys. Joe, actually, no, I'm not going to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our Fantasy Weekly Recap Show. Thank you for being here. Joe, what can the people do if they like the show and enjoyed it?
With your finger on that little thumb up button right there.
Boom. Would you do me? I do me, Joe.
I would not do you, but I would do me.
Beautiful, brother. That's going to end it right here. This has been your show. This is the Commish Fantasy Weekly Recap. That's Joe Lozier. That's Tyga. This is Fireball. We have been your show, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us next week, same time.